It's a good thing I didn't put it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Live. Sorry we're a few minutes late, but life happens.
It's been very busy today.
Very busy today. There was a huge influx. Nobody heard me say that I can't do anything until after 12:30 today, but it's all good, and I'm grateful, and I'm humble, and so it's all for good reasons. So today, all right, so a lot of you have been following us for a while. Some of you, this might be your first time, but we've been talking all along about different practices to getting what you want, to achieving your goals, to manifesting the things that you really want in your life that you feel that you need. And today we thought we would talk about what?
Or if they just want it, it's okay to just want things that, you thought that you couldn't get before.
Oh, yes. So today we're going to be talking about putting it all together, and are you putting into your daily life and implementing a lot of the things that we've told you about doing. So if there are things that you don't have, that you're still waiting for, take a good look around and make sure that it hasn't happened. It's just not looking like you thought it was supposed to be. Rule that out first.
Yep. And
then rethink the way you were imagining what you thought you wanted. Because a lot of times we imagine what we want and we leave out some of the details and we get everything but the detailed stuff that we want. But writing things down is really important. Visualizing your day in the morning is a huge thing. Putting it into the works the night before when you lay down in bed at night and you just sit there and you really play out your day and see it the way you want it to be. And I have really found, haven't you really found that now when you go to picture your day, the minute you go, oh, but this could happen like that.
Yeah,
it never happens anymore.
Right.
You go right to, with daily practice of these really the laws of attraction that we're teaching you, things really start happening, and they start happening quickly.
Yes. So I actually have examples, and that was kind of some of what I was thinking today. So this past weekend, my daughter needed a car. So she's been really visualizing that she wants a Jeep. She's been in the state of want. I'm going to preface that before we go into this, right?
It's huge.
And so driving me crazy, frankly, texting me Craigslist stuff all the time and everything. So finally, Dave and I got up Saturday morning. We're like, all right, fine. We're going to go out looking for cars. And we went to a couple lots because I didn't really even know what we were looking for and price and mileage and all this kind of stuff. So Dave said to me in the middle of the day, you know what? First of all, we're putting it out to the universe. Totally not Dave talk, but he's been coming along on this journey with me, so that was kind of cool, just him saying that.
Well, you kind of have to leave people around you no choice.
Right.
You're on your journey.
Exactly.
And they either jump on board.
Right. And so this is a whole new thing, which is great because I actually did work on manifesting that also, that we were working on the same wavelength on life in general, right? So he goes, you know what? It's really strange. He's like, we're putting it out to the universe, and it's strange because we really want to get a car that somebody's grandmother drove, right? So we go to the next lot, and we're standing outside the building, and his buddy calls, and he says, oh my God, you got to come look at this car. It's a 95 Grand Am with 30 miles on it, 30,000 miles on it. For the price that we're looking to pay. And it was this guy's aunt's car. She drove it twice a week to the grocery store. So we were like, that's exactly what we wanted. That's what we wanted as us, right? Not as the kid that's trying in want for this car, right? So she cried. She gave us a temper tantrum over it. And I said to her, this or something better is what you're leaving out. And that you're not marrying this car. This is the car that we manifested because it was within our budget. It was within our desire of the moment. And you can get whatever car you want to get, right? But the cool thing was,
to go put that money away.
That's right.
Get that Jeep that you're looking at.
Right, but Dave and I, our manifestation actually happened because we wanted a car that somebody's grandmother
And you were
drove.
specific.
Yes,
in the
with
way
low
that you
mileage.
described it.
Right. And he then put it to the universe twice. He's like, we're out together looking for this. He's like, it's really strange. He's like, early in the day, he's like, well, we put it out to the universe, what we're looking for. We ought to find it today. And I was like, okay, the universe is actually answering me because
Right.
he's never talked like that.
And
for one thing.
really be aware of the fact that the universe answers you.
It did.
It always does.
Totally.
Sometimes it answers you in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Sometimes it answers you in a few hours. Sometimes it answers you in a week. And sometimes it takes even longer.
Right.
Like, there's no time frame with the universe. The universe is impersonal, but it's literal.
Mm-hmm.
It hears what you want, what you don't want, but it doesn't hear that you want or don't want it.
Right.
It's looking at the subject of the thing.
Yeah.
So, like Kim just described, the more descriptive you are and the more exact that you are, and when you write your list of what you have already as if you have it already for what you want,
Yes.
and be completely descriptive, that's when you start to see everything pouring in. And look, I just have to say, in my personal life, in my work here, I hate to call it a business because to me it's not a business. To me it's my life work. I have just really seen a huge turn in people who are now opening to this,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And a lot of times
Wonderful.
when I sit back and I go, how can I reach more people?
Mm-hmm.
It's by them like watching commercials and getting discouraged by things like that. And I
Yes.
actually see that happening.
Yes.
And then the next thing you know, we get a couple calls. I'm tired of being on this medicine. It's making me sick.
Yeah.
Like, that's in my, and I mean, just everything in your life starts to really go your way. And it's because you're meeting the universe. You're meeting the universe. And, we've said this many times before, patience is huge.
Well, when you start
Patience is
recognizing
huge.
it, because what's it been, like 2 months or 6 weeks ago, we actually acquired our motorcycle. And we've been driving a 76 Sportster for 20 years at least. And, all these different things that we've worked on, and specifically that I've worked on in this last year, and then he's just kind of jumped on, thankfully. And the motorcycle came about in like a 24-hour period of time from when we got real specific.
There you go.
And so the color, the year, he
Right.
wanted at least a 2007 because it then had a 6-speed. And it was like very specific why he wanted that year.
Right.
We got a 2007 Harley Street Glide with 12,000 miles on it. That was like a miracle at the price we wanted to pay. 2 weeks before that, we were at the Harley dealer and we were looking, and the Harley dealer wanted, a lot of money because they're a dealer. And we decided while we were there that we were not going to pay that price. That was above the threshold that we wanted to pay for that kind of mileage.
Right.
And so we were able to do that. In that instance, I think, created the moment of, like, he gets it.
Right. And the shift in another person's life when you're
Huge.
involved in a relationship, whether it's business, personal, parent to child, at that moment that you shift and understand that your energy and what you're putting out has just as much to do with the outcome
Yep.
as the other person's. And you gotta really, we've said this, you have to detach emotionally
Yes.
from the outcome of things. You have to really start to look at your life and look, just glance behind you, but look forward and see how things have happened partially your way or a little bit the way you wanted it. And then you got to go, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
Were you thinking exactly in those terms
fly.
of exactly what you wanted? Go away.
I know, we will fly.
Yeah, that's a fly. It's bothering me. So, when you're doing this manifestation, like I give this analogy to people when they come in sometimes. Okay, so this is how to put in perspective the energy that we're talking about. So when you first meet somebody, here, shake my hand. When you first meet somebody, you feel like you want to talk to them, you don't want to talk to them. You feel that. Like you go to a party with your spouse and they shake their hand and they're like, oh, get me away from them. They're like, you know, they didn't even say anything to you. I'm like, they didn't have to. I felt it. Okay, so that energy. Or if you rub your hands lightly together like this and bring them apart and really slowly with your eyes closed, bring them back together and you sort of feel like that resistance, that puffiness. It's kind of like cotton candy between your hands. That's the energy that is running from the universe through us, what we're plugged into for electrical energy all day long. So I'm sitting here, Kim's sitting here, we have chairs, a table, we have these beautiful crystals. I just got this apophyllite.
I love that one. I was just
It's an
admiring
apophyllite. It's like of the highest of spiritual stones that you can get. It's
Love
beautiful.
it. Yeah.
And we just got like a bunch of them. So anyway, okay,
Right.
segued, get back to where I was.
So the
Okay,
energy.
so you have all of these solid things in a space. Well, look at all this space that there's nothing in. There's all this space that there's nothing in. But there's energy in that space that's running from the universe in that space. And we need to understand this to be able to take that energy and utilize it in our minds to manifest what we want exactly to what we want. Exactly.
Yep.
And it's a matter of changing one of your preferences. I had a one of my clients used to work up at Saks on City Line Avenue, and she wanted to meet somebody. So I told her how to write down the list and write it as if you already met them and exactly what you want. And blah-blah-blah. Long story short, a month later she met two guys. One of them had a lot of baggage. So she went on the list and she crossed off one of the things, and she wrote no baggage. Like she wanted to meet somebody with like no kids, no anything to take care of, like somebody free that can just go and do whatever they want to do. And she said to me, the minute she did that, she never even heard from this guy again. Like he never even called to say like it was sweet but it's not working out or anything. Like, so really understand how important writing down your thoughts are. This is a legal document with the universe. When the universe sees something on paper, it's on paper. Like it becomes a complete energetic universal message. And it's like if you could think of your world as a clean palette, and then in meditation, or just take some quiet time for people who think you can't meditate, and really visualize exactly how you want your life to be, and be really detailed, and make little notes if you have to, and then write your list and write it exactly the way you want things to be, exactly where you see yourself.
Yeah.
A day from now, a week from now. Hi, Linda. A day from now, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. And write down exactly what you want your life to look like. And don't leave out one detail. Like, don't leave out one thing. And whether it's business or personal, just make that list and write it very specifically and put it somewhere where you know where it is. If you want the area in the room that pertains to feng shui for this, when you're standing in the doorway of a room and you look at the right wall, it goes in the middle right third. And it could be in a drawer, it could be behind a picture. Hi Barb, hi everybody, hi Ann, hi Annie. So it could, really just be in that section, and nobody has to know it's there. You know it's there. The universe knows it's there. It doesn't have to be something that's in a frame that everybody walks in and sees what your desires are or whatever. But the more you focus and the more you see it in your mind, you feel it in your heart and your body and your soul, the chances of it being manifested are really, really high.
Yeah.
And you just have to be exact. And you have to be coming from a good place. You have to be coming from a place of love. And you have to be coming from a place where what you're intentioning is for the highest good of not only you, but for everybody else involved. And it doesn't mean that you have to worry, this one's going to say that, this one. It doesn't mean like that. It just means that you're doing no harm to anybody by what you're doing. And you know, what other people are thinking is what other people are thinking. But when you're doing something that's, you know, for the good and the betterment of yourself, and it's not harming somebody else, then just do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
On the same token, though, if you're... So here's a couple of things I've been using lately that have been working for me. So one of the things, imagine like the celebration when you do accomplish what it is that you're setting out to do. Whether it's to acquire something or a person or even good health, you know, and imagine yourself being in your best supportive group of friends. Or like sometimes I can imagine coming in and telling Phyllis something, she'd be like, ah! You know, and or Jamie, like there's some
I'm not
things,
excitable.
right? So I was like, you know, like we're celebrating, and so it's actually more helpful to envision it with those friends that you would get like that with, because now
Absolutely.
you walk into that crowd and you're like, oh my God, this just happened, and then everybody's celebrating with you in your visualization, and all of your vibrations rise when you're
That's
doing
right.
that, right?
That's right.
Another thing that helps me is, you know how people take pictures of sunrises and sunsets, and how when you're actually live seeing those sunrises and sunsets, how your heart
What
feels,
your body feels like.
right?
Yes.
That and yellow can actually do it for me. Some shades of yellow actually can bring me to that place.
And you know, the sunrise energizes the lower chakras, and the sunset energizes the higher chakras, like the heart, the
yeah.
throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra.
Yeah, so those moments, or like I do this when I go to the shore. Like I just take it all in, and I'll use that for another moment. Like, you know, I am working on a huge manifestation right now, and I have on my vision board like pictures with the ocean and the sunset or the sunrise over the ocean, and all of that with the other picture of what it is that I'm working on helps the whole feeling rise. And then at the end of it, I'll say this or something better, because I don't want to be married to that. If something better comes along, I'll take it. Right?
Absolutely.
So you're free of saying, well, if it wasn't that thing, you get so, like my daughter did, she got hung up on the Jeep, which you can get at some point. But like you got a set of wheels right now that you can just go on that's paid for you.
Right.
You know? But we got the manifestation too of exactly what we wanted, you know? So when we were talking about this morning, it's kind of some of the things that I was thinking of is just when you start putting it into practice and you start looking around, because I was thinking of what I'm trying to manifest, to give that as an example, and I'm like, wait a minute, in the last month, I've manifested 2 very tangible things.
Right,
you know?
right.
And that
the
was
more
for real.
you do this,
Yeah.
the more things manifest.
Yes.
And it's not until you really start to do the footwork. Do the footwork. There's no magic wand, but there is magic.
Yeah.
So in order to get that, I think the main thing is to remember that we're all inclusive. We have to go within, not out here. And just think about going out here to achieve what you want to do, and looking for it out here, and to come from out there. You're looking without. And think about that word, without. You're not going to find it here. It's without. So within, your inner knowing, your inner being, your inner voice really is the guide for, you know, when you're writing your list. If you get that little voice that says, I would kind of rewrite that and do it. Start listening. Start listening, because when you listen and you're aligned with what you really want to get, you feel it. You feel it. And so the feeling of it is already there. And the fact that you visualized it, you saw it, so now you saw it, you felt it, there's no reason not to get it. And, you know, if people are still struggling, and you shouldn't be struggling if you're following these things, because it really happened for us. So it's like a year, but that year goes like that. Like,
Yeah.
my God, what happened to July?
Right.
Like, July's not even here. It's
Yeah, the whole
already
summer.
August 9th.
Yeah.
I mean, my God. So really, time. Be patient. Write down what you want. Be really exact. Feel it.
Feel it. Mm-hmm.
And that should really help you
Yeah,
get it.
and then celebrate it and be supportive with the people who are on the journey with you, right? And support those people. And the ones who are not supportive to you, just kind of stay away from and don't tell them what it is that you're trying to manifest.
Right.
'Cause they're
And
gonna think of it.
I love the journal. So I have about like 5 of these. Like every time I see them like on sale at Staples, I go,
Yeah.
oh, another journal. Yeah. Okay. So
Whatever
journal
feels
it.
good.
Or
Yeah.
a vision board, like Kim has a vision board.
Yeah.
And
Whatever feels good to you, though. Like in the
really,
moment,
a vision board worked for me one time, and I didn't realize it because it didn't work for like 2 years, but it really did work.
Yeah.
And it was like crazy because I was in this situation, and I'm like, oh my God, this is what I put on my vision board like 2 years ago, and I forgot about it. I put it on the vision board, and then I forgot about it. So,
Well, I do this. I've been doing this every day for the last couple of weeks. I love index cards. I love all different colors too. But I will write everything on these cards in the morning. But I don't want other people to see them, so then I burn them. Got a little issue of
that's
burning
okay.
things.
The universe gets
Right.
it.
But I mean, then I feel like I'm envisioning the smoke going up to the universe.
There you
and
go.
this week with the full moon, I was
Well,
releasing.
that's how you get rid of stuff. Oh my God, what a beautiful full moon. Are you
Right?
feeling it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the
It's
Lions Gate
wonderful.
we were just talking about, me and Giuseppe. So a lot of intense energy. And I will say, whether you like to write, because I've learned this too, you might be a person who actually likes to write and it speaks to you, or you might be a person who needs the vision board and that speaks to you. And if you can feel it, sometimes I've done both, and at different times they didn't work for me, and other times they have. So I think, same with diet or anything else, like what works for you is the right thing to do for you.
Right.
And Dave and I are truly, it's great to have a partner in your visioning that's really believing, because I'll tell you sometime in October what it was that we were manifesting. But we're working on it, and we have in our master bathroom where nobody else goes, we each have a vision board and then one together. We're like very serious
That's
about
awesome.
what we're doing.
And that's really that's really the way
Yeah.
to go. You want to be like
yeah.
definitely on board.
Right.
On board.
So it's good to have, it's fun too to have a partner, because they say, like in the religious standpoint or scripture or whatever, wherever it is, like where one more person focuses or prays on something that it happens. I'm pretty excited about it, because the things that we did both focus on came together. So that's cool. Good little tidbit.
Well, I have to put in that it does help if you do it by
It
yourself.
does help when you do it by
because-
yourself too, when you believe. But you know what? Look at all the people that are on the feed today. Thank you everybody for coming.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
These are all your partners in creation, because everybody here believes at least something, because you're here watching this.
That's right.
And be that for the people in your community.
We're in a very spiritual
Yeah.
time where all you have to do is really think things, and I know all of you out there watching know this. You only have to think something, and bam, it's there. So watch what you're thinking. Bring to you what you want. It's up to you to do this, and so a vision board or a journal ought to do it. And we're really glad that you joined us today, and we hope that this was helpful. And if you think that this is helpful for somebody that you know to get moving, and definitely the full moon, Lionsgate, like this is the time, just break loose, let go. This is the time to really here we go, use the energies of the earth, full moon, let go of everything. It's a brand new start. It's a brand new start. So use the energy of what's going on right now to help to, what's the
get
word?
started, to launch, to do whatever it is that
Propel.
you're trying to do.
Thank you. Propel. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.